Go ahead.
Ding, 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 ding. Pfeiffer's arriving. Welcome to the Pfeiffer's DD991 podcast. I'm Rocky, that's Gilly, Little Tate, and Thumper Axel. And today, an episode, I think it's 88 or 89, we're going to talk about whatever we'd like. And who would like to start? I'm going to be helping a customer right now.
Well, he's wrong because it's impromptu, and we're going to be talking about Charlie Kirk and what just happened.
And it's 89 special edition.
Okay, Beef, do you want onions and cilantro on it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Little Tate,
So,
take it away.
All right, so I don't know if everybody's caught up on the news. A lot of us
Do
watched
you want
it,
birria tacos? Do you want like tacos with ground beef?
and we seen just
I'll show you a
recently
picture you guys
on
can
North
point.
Carolina's light rail where the Ukrainian refugee was stabbed and then passed away on it, which started a lot of conversation about crime and switching the narrative. So
This is what
just
the birria tacos look like. We have 2 sets of those coming off with beef if you want them.
mute your microphone.
yeah, I was about to say it. Mute your fucking microphone. There, thank God.
Already did it.
Son of a bitch. Anyway,
Already did it.
Rocky's over there fucking trying to work while we're all fucking around. It's my turn now. Anyway, to set up the scenario, if anybody's not paying attention, Charlie Kirk was shot in Utah at a Turning Point USA college meeting like he's done forever now, right? So you have the lady, the Ukrainian refugee that was stabbed just prior to this, right? A couple days ago. Keep ongoing more investigation stuff. If nobody knows Charlie Kirk's been a big 2A advocate, right? So recently before that, the mass shooting that happened at the Catholic Church sparked the debate back up about gun control, right? So I'm going to show a clip that CNN clipped, and they're using this as what Charlie Kirk was saying just before this happened today. So this is going to be coming from Black Conservative Perspective. Oh, Greg does a pretty good job.
Hope you can't figure it out.
Well, I'm going to pull it up here in a second. All right. So I don't know if you know Abby Phillips, but they're making this debate, right? And they're going to clip in Charlie Kirk right now.
Why he says this hasn't gotten a lot of attention.
A white Ukrainian refugee was murdered just because she was white. Everybody knows that, obviously. If a random white person simply walked up to and stabbed a nice law-abiding black person for no reason, it would be an apocalyptically huge national story used to impose national sweeping political changes on the whole country. Instead, Megan Basham, no one seems to care when a white woman gets stabbed to the death.
Wow.
Style starts with the detail.
So you hear that? They clip that in, right? Charlie Kirk talking about that just a couple days ago. And there was, it started the feed going again about reverse roles, back and forth, that keeps coming up. So now you have no identified shooter yet, still at large. They got the wrong guy in custody. Here's the key thing. They didn't say anything about who they had in custody. No description, no nothing, just out there, right? So now you're starting to see what a lot of people are saying on both sides of the aisle is race wars again. There's the black fatigue that's been happening that you see ongoing. I just seen a video the other day of a black woman stealing from a store, and the guy confronted her, basically took her purse away from her and took the merchandise out of her purse. So you're seeing escalations of crimes against both sides, black, white, Mexican, Chinese. I don't care who it is, right? They're dividing by race right now. And now you have Charlie Kirk get shot, and you're going to start seeing it's going to ramp up. Like, it's really going to get serious about gun control, because they're going to turn this to look at this two-way advocate, and he gets killed because Utah gun laws are pretty liberal, believe it or not. If you look up gun laws for Utah, they're pretty liberal.
But the thing about gun control is, right? I mean, Nancy Pelosi has already come out condemning this, right? So it's Kamala Harris, right? On X. But the thing about the DOJ, they need to understand, because they start calling for gun control for the trans community, right? That's a slippery fucking slope right there.
Well, that's what started that. They brought that back up again. Every mass shooting, the Democrats always bring up gun control measures. Every time. The Tennessee shooting, the Parkland guy at the mall, Uvalde at the school, they keep using these tragic events, especially at the schools, open areas. They're being targeted too because they're gun-free zone.
Yeah,
they posted up.
Yeah, soft targets, man.
And you see it going back and forth. But if you want to get down to conspiracy theory, Trump just put out on social media on Truth, how much of a big fan that he talks about Charlie Kirk. So now you have somebody that's unhinged by the media, right? Because they continue, like, if you pound a rock hard enough with a little hammer, it's going to break over time. So think about how much the media has bombarded from 2016 when Trump was in office until now, being Hitler, being a Nazi, being a fascist. It's non-stop programming. So now you have somebody that's a Trump friend. You can't get to Trump very easily now because they tried to get him in Pennsylvania and didn't get him. That's for another conspiracy theory there. So,
well,
but
they also sent that guy down this Mar-a-Lago too.
Yeah, the guy in Mar-a-Lago.
He got spotted.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, he did.
Yep.
But if you start rolling these scenarios together, you're starting to see a bigger picture come about. There's misinformation going out now. I don't know if you've seen what happened in Nepal about that. They straight up burned Parliament down.
Yeah. Well, here's what these dumbasses on MSC, right?
Yeah.
They're downplaying the shooting. Watch.
Anyone who ignores ear ringing is playing a dangerous
game. Commercials. Come on now.
It's not just noise.
Your brain's begging for relief. That's what everybody needs right now.
Hey, welcome to the Krusty Krab.
In which a shooting like
just
this.
keep him muted.
On it, okay?
Everything on it. Yeah,
including
emphasize what you just emphasized. We don't know any of the full details of this. That we don't know if this was the supporter shooting their gun off in celebration, or so we have no idea. But
see, now they're blaming conservatives for a celebration. Now they're fucking stupid.
Yeah, celebration, like anybody shoots their gun in celebration. You know what? I've been in many low income areas that shoot their guns during New Year's Eve, end of the air, or 4th of July. They don't shoot them at people.
Yeah.
But anyway, like falling bullets are just as dangerous.
Yeah, because even Missouri, they finally passed a law on celebration gunfire up in there.
Yeah.
To stop it, because too many kids have been hit by the falling bullets and died.
Dude, I had a buddy do that one. I think it was, if I remember right, 4th of July. My neighbor next to me, I was leaving over at Gila Point over there, right outside of Gate 5 at Little Creek. And he shot his right into the air. I come outside trying to figure out what the fuck's going on. About the time that he gets done shooting, the cops are sitting over at Taco Bell right across the street, and they knew exactly where it came from. Straight up pulled up on us and arrested us right there, or at least detained us. They didn't arrest us, but immediately detained us without anything. You know what I mean? Like they straight up like turn around, put handcuffs on us and set us down. And then they started asking what was going on. And this guy was like, "Oh, I don't know what's going on. I don't know where it came from." And I'm pretty well lit. So the cop pulls out his fucking flashlight and sees all the empty casings around his truck wheel and goes right from there. So it's a very serious matter. So
And you got
to
lucky.
see,
Oh, sorry.
I was just saying to see this, like they're trying to play it as a celebratory type bullshit
But that
is
just proves the
actually
point.
sickening.
That just proves the point that they are fake news, that they'll make up anything to fit a fucking narrative. Right there.
Yeah. Now, like I said, they're gonna go after gun control. It's gonna happen. Or or you can go the other route. You can go the other route. A buddy of mine that was talking, he's been watching the video from North Carolina, and you've got an isolated car with nothing else to identify whether or not it's actually attached to the rail car. And everybody in there isn't shocked by what's happening, right? The guys in the back that are near them kind of like look over, and then the guys up front towards the door when he walks up there, like, whatever. And he was watching the chick himself, you know, from it didn't look like, you know, if you got hit in the jugular, and Thumper will know this, depending on how it was stabbed, you have arterial pumping. So you should see some kind of squirt as your heart's pumping, some kind, like it should be pumping out, and you're not seeing it hit her shoulders or anything. So he's going off of that it's staged like a crisis actor style, or it's AI.
Are you
That's
talking
just
about?
another theory that's going out.
Sorry, you're talking about the stabbing.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm cooking dinner, so.
No, it's okay.
Yeah,
It's okay.
I watched it. I don't think that's AI. I think it's legitimate because the blood. I mean, for her to die that quick, he had to have severed it. The a carotid or the subclavian artery, one of those two probably, and you'll bleed out really fast. And a lot of times, especially with the subclavian, it will pull back, and actually you'll have more internal blood bleeding than you will external. So you'll still have the arterial spurts, but it's actually inside the body and not outside of the body. And that was like one of the things, like switching topics to Charlie Kirk today. His body, when he got hit, he had a big dump of blood out of the neck, and he went into a decorticate posturing. And that's something that we look for as a paramedic and medical examiner due to traumas. That's one of the first signs that they're dead. They're gonna either they haven't died yet, or they will, or they are dead. And that's basically where the legs shoot out straight and stiff, and the arms come up, and the hands go into like a ball. It's like the body's reflex to protect the body, but it's really just a matter of trauma. So that decorticate posturing, he instantly went into that. So the minute I saw that, because I was driving when that video got sent to me, I knew immediately that he was going to be dead. And the fact that they said, "Oh, he's in critical but stable condition," that was a thing to basically give enough time to notify his family, President Trump, and JD Vance, the vice president, because those two are friends with him, and his family needed to know before they found out from Fox News or MSNBC or whoever. So
Right.
that's why they lied about him being in stable condition. He was not alive when he got to that hospital. I can guarantee you, he wasn't even alive when he hit the floor. He was dead before he hit the floor.
Yeah.
Looking at that video, there's no way. When he goes into the decorticate posturing, that's automatic. Like, you're dead. There's no way. So
I'd be surprised what they end up finding out what round he got hit with to go after you know what I mean, the AR again or assault rifles or everything all at once.
It had to have been like 5.56 is designed to tumble through the body. So when it hit, it looked like it hit pretty hard. But then again, it could be a 6.5 Creedmoor, you know, could be, I mean, a 5.56 or even a 308, depending on distance, kinetic energy, load, all that stuff, it can be just as effective as a sniper rifle than actual 50 cals and all that other stuff that people like, oh, I want a, you know, a big ass 50 cal. Why? The 308 is 7.62 is just as good at longer distances almost because of the kinetic energy.
Wasn't the 308 the platform that snipers used for years?
Yes.
Yep. But that led up. The 30-06 was first. Then the 308.
Yeah, they do 308s. They do. I mean, shit. There's some guys that use 5.56 for short distance sniper rifles. You know, I mean, it is there. I mean, it happens.
I mean, it could have been like he said, but it could have been a 30-30, 6 mil, you know, 240.
Yeah, because Utah gun laws don't. There's nothing that stops them from having any long long gun or anything.
No, I carry all the time when I go out there. My soon-to-be ex's wife, my soon-to-be ex-wife, her brother lives in Utah. I've been out to that area where he's at. I mean, I carry all the time when I'm there. We go shooting all the time up in the mountains. You just pull up, you go up the mountain, you pull over, and you just shoot at the fucking mountain. You know, it's okay. It's which is not a bad deal, but the problem is the security. That was an issue. But like getting back to her on the train, like I said, if he hit the subclavian the way he came down and from behind, it looked like he may have hit that subclavian artery, and that will pull inside your body, and then you'll bleed internally into your thoracic cavity. And so two things are happening at one time. She's losing large amounts of blood. Two, she's actually creating inner thoracic pressure, which is squeezing her lungs and not allowing them to inflate. So she's passing out from that and hemodynamically being unstable. So when she's hemodynamically unstable due to loss of blood, there's nothing you can do, especially if it is that subclavian, because that did pull inside the thoracic cavity. Whereas if you would have hit her in the jugular, you probably would have had, like from the external jugular, you would have had that squirt, you know, from the blood pressure and everything visible. But there was some video. There was quite a bit of blood on the floor, and
that's what I was getting ready to ask you. Is that you see him like trailing, like, you know, it's dripping through as he's walking around.
And see that?
And there's one guy that looks at it but doesn't, you know what I mean? Like he's like, he looks at it and he's like, oh, whatever.
Audio output here.
Well, also too, think about this. Most people that stab people cut themselves too. They normally typically cut the hand with the knife because it slips, especially if they hit them more than once, because now you've got blood on that blade and you got splatter. And so normally the hand will be cut on the person that stabs, especially if it's really forceful. So it could have been, some of that blood could have been his. I don't know. I haven't seen pictures.
I know I remember hearing that a lot of times you get the knife stuck in bones. So that may, you know, when you talk about, you know, down through here, you know, maybe he got caught and, you know, trying to pull back out again because he didn't have a guard on it, you know.
Yeah,
it was
a cross guard on it.
But he did it quick too. It wasn't just fucking long. He did it quick.
Yeah. I mean, and that's why I think, you know, they're trying to say, oh, she didn't squirt blood and all this stuff. You don't always squirt blood. You know, I've been on plenty of stabbing scenes where nobody was squirting blood, but they were losing large amounts of blood, you know.
And she didn't even cry for help or nothing because she could not talk.
Yeah.
Is that maybe why she did like the surprise, because she might have been gasping?
Could be.
Like, you know what I mean? Like she's in the gasping mode, like looking, but can't do anything about it.
Well, yeah, because her lungs are being pressed from the outside with the inner thoracic pressure from the blood, the large amounts of blood dumping into her thoracic cavity.
So that would actually lead more towards the thoracic cavity then, and, you know, more evidence to prove that may have been where she got hit.
Well, the thoracic cavity, I mean, that subclavian artery, that's going to dump into your thoracic cavity.
Right.
So I'm sure she got hit in the thoracic cavity, but hitting that right there will fill your whole chest with blood super fast.
So it'd
And
be
you don't
just like
really
bleeding out as fast as you would if you got hit in the jugular.
Yeah, it close the same.
Yeah.
They branch off of each
Same
other,
rate.
so it's the same amount of blood.
Son bitch. Man, like I said, those conspiracies are going out there because people
Oh,
are
there's gonna
watching
be
the
more
full
guaranteed
video.
next couple days. There'll be more.
Uh,
There'll be more, probably.
well, the other one too is, when we already talking about gun control, but also people are looking at what happened with DC.
Yeah.
And the National Guard being deployed. And now you have a friend of Trump, and you're like, is this going to be one of those things where it gets the conservatives on board with the last two events that have happened that's been on the news?
Well, take Chicago, for example, right?
Yeah.
If you look at that last meeting they had, or residents called out the fucking mayor for, they said in there, we want Trump. We want fucking, Cash Patel in there with the guard
Yeah.
to help clean it up. The residents want that.
Remember, Project Insight gave us this: people will give up their freedoms for security.
Yeah.
So you've seen that happen in DC, where they see the crime going down, and then you have people in Chicago that are like, yes, we want Trump here, and other Democrat cities are like, yeah, we want him here, we want the National Guard here. And you start putting more and more troops out in these cities without using martial law is one of the talks too. You're not enacting martial law.
But also too, more FBI agents have gone to the bigger cities. They've actually, because like St. Louis, Chicago, they got satellite offices, right? They really do. But they're putting more FBI agents on the ground to actually do the fucking job.
Yeah.
To get the resources. And even today, they even said that Pam Bondi is sending more FBI agents out to Utah as they were covering the news, covering the fucking shooting.
How many ICE agents go out there too?
Well, ICE agents probably are out there.
Well, I know, but you've seen that they opened up the recruiting numbers.
Oh, yeah.
So you don't even know how many numbers they have right now.
Yeah.
You don't even know how big the force is because they opened up the money, and then they opened up the ages. So you have no idea how big their force is right now. Not saying I'm against it. I'm just saying when you look at those things, you're like, fuck, they're all over the place. How many do they actually have out there? In these cities, sanctuary cities. I don't know if Utah had any sanctuary status, but I imagine that with where they're at in the location,
No, Utah is not a sanctuary city or state.
Yeah, but it's big desert. You can hide anywhere in that motherfucker.
Well, yeah, but they're very conservative out there. Look at the main religion out there.
Mormons.
Well,
They
and that was brought up.
blacklist.
Well,
They
that was brought up,
blacklist people.
and that was brought up today too during the debate. Right, started a debate before he was shot. He's like, "Look, I'm not here to debate people's religious stuff. Your spiritual, I want to know what your spiritual journey is." And they said the crowd clapped for that because he wasn't trying to change their mind on shit, although what they believe in.
Nope.
No, he never did try to change anybody's mind. He was like, look at it like critical thinking, like, hey, look at it like this. This is what's actually there, and this is what you're advocating.
But he pissed off a lot of people, especially on the left, because he put them to shame with actual facts.
Yeah,
And they
all
did
the
not like
time.
that.
Yeah.
Especially when it came to abortion.
Yeah.
Well,
hey,
So-
Mick, what's going on over there?
His he's on a Windows update. He ain't got no audios what he said in text.
Oh, okay. I didn't see that.
Well, look at him. He's kind of pissed off right now.
He's like, so I did my update last night.
Oh.
Got
Which
mine
that-
in.
Which that is frustrating when you log on to something. You ain't expecting a fucking update. Then also like, motherfucker.
I'll tell you what, man, I'm pissed at work because I got to use Windows 11 and I love 10 and I fucking hate 11.
Go get over it. Suck it up, buttercup.
Motherfuckers.
Well, you're just gonna have to learn to use different operating systems. Come on now.
Yeah, I know.
Yep. Because look at me. I know the Navy changed operating system how many times on shit?
Too many.
See?
Too many fucking times.
So you should already be used to that.
Oh.
You know?
Oh, dude, the safety guy fucking lost his shit today.
Oh.
Because he'd scanned in a bunch of like standardized work packages. They call them pre-task plans, but they're standardized work packages, right?
Yeah.
So I had to move them over to the database like manually, like typing everything in. And I got them all done before the end of the shift. And he's like, oh, thank you fucking so much, man. Like, because he was like, you know how to do I was like, dude, I did standardized for the fucking yard so many times you don't even know. Give it to me and I'll do it.
You just put those office bit skills to good use. That's it.
Yeah. That's what I was getting made fun of this morning. They're like, do you have any dignity? I was like, no, not when you pick up hookers in Thailand, your dignity's gone. And I just started rolling around laughing.
Yeah, you never got to go to Okinawa. Whisper Alley, that's where you lose your dignity.
Yeah, no, I heard that you're gonna get fucking
Because
Rocky going now.
They are not fucking, I'm telling you, they are not best looking, right? Like Thailand, at least they were at least halfway decent or gorgeous, right?
Yeah.
You know, Okinawa, they're old bitches.
Yeah, they've been doing it for a long time, but their feet are like curled over from being in those tiny shoes.
You know.
Yeah. Sorry, we wanted to lighten up there for a little bit, you
Yeah.
know, with the amount of heavy stuff that's going on right now. And dude, this is a boiling point now. Like they're cooking the frogs, man. They're cooking us up.
See, now,
there's
this
all
is
kinds of stuff on Facebook right now under certain posts that are for like Charlie Kirk and you know, talking about the stabbing and stuff. And there's I saw a bunch of comments saying your time is coming, white people, and all this other stuff, and turning it racial and a bunch of black people and stuff. And one of them, I just randomly looked at his Facebook page, and sure enough, guess where the fuck he's at? Chicago. Gee, go figure. You know,
this just came out. Right.
And they're talking about shooting at the guard and all that stuff.
See, this just came out. Cash Patel announces Charlie Kirk assassin is in custody as of 5/25.
Identified, huh? They only know what the suspect is. Guarantee he ain't white because they had to splash that as soon as they got a chance.
Yeah. And he even posted. And he even posted it on X too at 5/21. But
I'm telling you, that's heating up right there because that's been a pattern recognition that people are seeing. They watch the descriptions, and like I was talking to my buddy, I was like, remember in the 90s, the news used to put all of the crimes up, most of them were of black people. And there was actually a documentary of them pulling those names down because it was starting to racially divide and like making the community look bad. And you've seen that starting to happen again. So it's not the first time that the media has done this.
here's another one too. They're releasing footage now of individual running across the rooftop.
These damn roofs, man, nobody covers them, huh?
See? Right there.
Yeah.
And then right here. Look there. Look there.
Mm-hmm. Hey, it kind of looks like Butler, Pennsylvania.
In a way. Kind of. You know.
That's a long shot too.
Yeah, it is.
They're saying 200 yards or so.
That's what the old man was saying when I was talking to him.
That looks longer.
Looks longer,
Okay.
yeah. But
Because Yeah, because of the way the field is and stuff there.
Yeah.
That looks longer.
Good stuff, but
That's a hell of a shot over the crowd too, and get one popped off.
And just getting him
right
there
there.
in the side of the neck.
Well, and they was interviewing the guy that was debating the guy, right? That was debating Charlie too. He's like, that shot could have killed it. Shit could have hit anybody. Really? He said that guy had to be a fucking, a trained fucking sniper or something.
Well, maybe, and you know what? Maybe he was aiming for the head and he didn't get his drop right.
Could have been too though.
Possible.
But where
You know
he
what I
was
mean? Because
shot,
it's here. That's not a far. You know what I mean? That's not a far drop.
Yeah, but
That's all.
statistically, I mean, you got because Charlie didn't move. He was just sitting there talking, and then
His
he
head
dropped
went
that
back.
mic, and then boom, he got hit, and that's when he went into the posturing. But a trained sniper typically doesn't go for headshots necessarily.
No,
They go
for
for
heart.
center mass, and then if they can get one in the head, they will. But that's more of a guarantee shot than this. But
Yeah.
they hit him on the side, here. So I mean, they were off by quite a bit. If they're at 200 yards, that's a couple clicks on your fucking.
And it also depends on what caliber you're using, what fucking gram you got,
Yeah, your grain, your velocity,
grain,
your
all that
spin,
shit.
your spin, all that drop. I mean, there's a lot to take into consideration on one shot. One fucking shot.
And he could have been rushed too. I'm just saying it could have been a rush shot.
Maybe, but I mean, nobody even said, well, we saw him before that, like Butler, where they fucking saw him running across the fucking roofs and shit. That rushed his shots.
That you can't convince me that wasn't an inside fucking job. I don't care who you are.
Yeah.
Butler was. And this one, it's gonna come. Chances are it's starting to look like maybe more shit needs to come out first.
Yeah, I mean, we'll give it more time, but I mean, we know that he's dead. He was shot by somebody from a great distance or a larger distance. So
yeah.
And chances are it's somebody didn't agree with what he was saying too.
It just
yeah.
It's fucking bullshit, man. And these leftists are gonna get fucking, oh, why are you treating me like shit? Why are you treating us like, gee, I wonder fucking why.
Because they're the ones that's always been called for fucking violence. It ain't been the conservatives. It's always been the left.
We need hunting season. We need to fucking be able to hunt these motherfuckers down.
And you know what? I think this is another one to goad the conservatives.
Yep.
You know what I mean? A lot of people were behind Charlie Kirk. So now he becomes a martyr. You know what I mean? Like,
I was seeing comments like, is this the straw that breaks the camel's back and like, let's loose the conservatives, And it should be. It fucking should be, because this is the third 2 assassination attempts on our fucking president. This one was fucking on Charlie Kirk, and it was successful. And there's been fucking numerous times in the past. What was it? The Congress, when they were playing that baseball game, and they had to run off the fucking field.
Steve Scalise got shot. Yeah.
Yeah. And then what's his name's house just got fucking burned down with his fucking family in it. I mean, they got out, but
yeah.
I mean, it was arson. It's like, what the fuck? You're going after all these Republicans. It's time. It's time, man. It's got to fucking end.
Well, and you had January 6th that was supposed to spark that off too.
Yeah. Well, and they killed a fucking veteran. Bobbitt.
Ashley Babbitt. Yeah, she's an Air Force veteran, wasn't she?
Yeah. And they just gave her funeral honors, the military honors.
And it's been proven that was an inside job to make Trump and his supporters look fucking bad.
Yep. And they fucking, dude, they shot her. She wasn't even armed.
Yeah.
You're telling me an armed officer was so in fear of his life because of a fucking female climbing through a window because she was being pushed up against the door?
Nuisance.
Like, or up against the wall because there were so many people in that room. Get out of here. Get out of here, dude. I've carried a gun my entire life, and I've only had to fire my weapon in combat, and that's it.
And that was the same dumb motherfucker that left his firearm in the bathroom, like in the fucking stall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No fucking gun discipline. Motherfucker shouldn't even been carrying a fucking squirt gun.
Who was
He
this?
was worse than a fucking Navy rent-a-cop.
Who was this?
Fucking rent-a-cop, dude.
Wait.
The police officer that killed Babbitt in the
January
January
6th.
Who was this?
Who is this?
Yeah, who was that?
I don't remember his name. It was some
Capitol,
fucking
it was
cop.
Capitol Police.
Yeah.
Capitol Police shot that Air Force veteran on January 6th.
And he left his fucking gun in a fucking bathroom
bathroom.
stall,
Yes.
fucking loaded and live.
Yes.
Oh, come on. You got to be fucking kidding me, dude.
No. Look all that shit up, man. That's
That's
old
why
news.
that's why we said he's a fucking Navy rent-a-cop.
You know, some of the fucking people that I worked with were fucking terrible, and there were other ones that were squared away.
He was probably fucking National Guard.
Dude, I have stories about those fuckers when I was in fucking DC. Hold on, I got a customer.
Turn it off, mute yourself,
Yeah, mute yourself.
or I'll mute you too.
Nick, are you back up and running?
On my phone, yeah.
Okay.
Still doing your update?
Yeah.
So what do you got, Mick?
Yeah, what are you weighing in on, Mick?
Well, part of the reason why I delayed coming on the cast is I didn't know if I was going to actually come on here or not because I was still processing the whole thing. Boy, got to be real careful about my choice of words.
Yeah.
To say the time to be nice is over is an understatement. I think that once you shoot somebody for debating, you're indicating that you no longer want to talk. And after talking is over is when force comes into play. And I think we're closer to that than not. I also think,
as we should be.
I also think, and I have no problem with law enforcement. I have friends that are law enforcement. But the only thing keeping us from them is law enforcement. If it weren't for the threat of prosecution and police, they would have been cleaned out probably 4 or 5 years ago.
There's probably going to come a time when that shit don't matter no more, guys.
And it will. And this is bringing it one step closer to when even the police go, you know what? I didn't see anything.
Well, the messed up part is, you know, as much as people didn't like Charlie Kirk, I mean, which, you know, there were things that I disagreed with him on, but for the most part, I think I'm right. But he was willing to talk to people.
Well, he never.
So now they're going to kill all the people that are willing to talk. That's stupid.
That's
hey, I got a customer. I'll be right back, fellas.
But that's what I just got done saying.
Oh, we're on.
If you indicate that it is now time to counter conversation with lethal force, well, okay, we get that memo, but we're better at it than you are.
I think the time is really coming near, and it needs to happen. I'm over this bullshit of people getting fucking killed for talking. You know?
Did you see what Mondami in New York was saying the other day?
No, what now?
Which thing?
Well, he was talking about emptying out the jails. Rikers Island.
Oh, that, yeah.
Yeah.
So the conversation was empty out, you know, the criminals to put the dissidents in the jails. You know what I mean? Like, you clear it out and then you put the dissidents in there.
You know what happens if they do that? If you take all the criminals out and put the dissidents in, you're going to have the most chaotic city in the world, and you're going to have the politest, cleanest, most violence-free prison in the world.
Right? Everybody be hanging out in the rec room having a great time.
Exactly.
And now fucking dumbass Illinois governor blamed
Pritzker?
Trump. Blamed Trump on January 6th for Charlie Cook assassination. And I got the video here. I haven't watched it yet, so we're gonna
I'm
watch it.
telling you, man. I'm telling you, they're finding ways for the National Guard and shit.
Yep, watch this. We're gonna see what he says.
Can't hear it.
Oh shit! I forgot to share sound. Yep, that's what I did. Little fuck up on my end. Let's see what this fat fucker says.
Become a target for somebody. I don't know whether it's political violence because I don't know who did it. I know they seem to have somebody in custody. But I will say that political violence, unfortunately, has been ratcheting up in this country. We saw the shootings, the killings in Minnesota. We've seen other political violence occur in other states. And I would just say it's got to stop. And I think there are people who are fomenting it in this country. I think the president's rhetoric often foments it. We've seen the January 6th rioters who clearly, have tripped a new era of political violence. My sympathy to.
But they don't blame their own side, and they're the ones that fucking causing the shit. Their own side. Yeah. They know it. If that's the hill they're gonna die on, they're gonna lose multiple fucking years. If that's the hill they want to die on. Guaranteed.
That's like the old shit pants Nadler, like, oh, Antifa isn't real.
Yeah.
But that just pulled up on Gateway Pundit, and I'm like, really? I was like, huh? This fat fucker.
Yeah. Yeah, they still call Gateway Pundit on Wikipedia a far right conspiracy fucking news station.
But even there's guys that was on the Democratic side that has debated Charlie Kirk, and they liked him because he was willing to sit down with them, and talk.
Yep.
Mick, you got anything else, brother, on that?
I'm half listening to you guys and half sticking with the updates on my computer.
Ah, okay.
But I mean, yeah, like I said, they've answered dialogue with bullets, and if one side does it, then you're not going to get away with dialogue anymore. You're just not. Anytime you go up to talk, you're just going to invite something like that to happen again. They've been demonstrably wrong for the better part of half a century, and at what point do the adults just say, you know what, children, you're done?
And now blue sky leftists mock and celebrate assassination of Charlie Kirk, going directly to hell.
Love it.
So, I mean,
well, and we're not far off from that because, with the light rail in North Carolina, there was people on there that were, celebrating it too. That was on the other side. So they're getting the division in place. It's really getting there.
Yeah.
See, and here's another person blaming Trump right here on Twitter, on Blue Sky. It's unfortunate that President of the United States has created an environment permissive of political violence. And I think we should all call on him to work to repair the damage that he's done. It ain't Trump causing this shit. It's the fucking Democratic Party.
Didn't JB Pritzker just say, he goes, I don't know if it's a political assassination because
it is political.
What's funny is the Utah governor, Spencer Cox, made it very clear today. I want to be very clear that this is a political assassination, says Utah's governor at a news conference.
Yeah.
Gee, but JB Pritzker is like, oh, it's not a political assassination, because the motive, I wasn't there. And like, come on now.
Projection is a hell of a drug, man. All you got to do is do the opposite of what the left says, and that's what they're doing. Every fucking thing I've ever heard them say.
Yeah. See, and here's one more comment by some fucking left lunatic. Charlie Kirk was the architect of his own demise. Every evil action and every word of hateful rhetoric of his led him down an entirely avoidable path to what was the only logical endpoint for a person like him. I have no tears or shed, nor do I feel any joy. He'd better be begging for God's mercy. Those are the motherfuckers you don't want to debate. They don't like it that They shut him. He shut them down on the base with fucking facts. And just goes, if they don't like what you're saying, you got to follow what they're saying. Accept it. You know, it's their way or the highway. That's what
I
the
mean,
left
yeah,
says.
because they're the real fascists. That's what
Yeah.
a fascist is. If you
Yeah.
don't believe in what they believe, then you're wrong. You listen to me as they're the jackboots, man. They're the brown shirts and the jackboots. And nobody's fucking listening to that. You know, the normies aren't. People like, you know, that we're reading the news and shit understand that. But there's a lot of people that don't.
Yep.
They still get their news from mainstream media. Or it's blasted in the airports and shit with CNN. You know, how long has that been going on?
And we all know CNN and MSNBC bullshit. They put out their own bullshit before the facts are even in.
Can you hear me, guys?
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, it unfucked itself.
So my governor has already ordered the flags to be brought to half-mast until sunset Sunday, and
So
there's
Trump.
people on here like, you know, talking mad shit about him being dead and all this, and and what's crazy is a lot of them aren't even fucking from Iowa. You know, like a lot of them, you know, aren't even from here.
See, I already got my fucking flag at half mast. You know,
Well, and then you're going to get the other rhetoric again when they try like saying that, you know, the most dangerous states are red states. Unfortunately, it's the blue Democrat shitholes inside the state that are the fucking problem.
because technically there ain't no blue states, blue cities.
Yes.
You know, because every state technically is red except for a lot of the cities. Now, Missouri,
Hey, I was getting ready to say, let's go.
they done fuck Kansas City. It ain't blue no more in the district. They redistricted that bitch. Only blue city in the state of Missouri for voting is St. Louis now.
And we know why fucking St. Louis is fucking blue.
You know, yeah, because I mean, even like the see, here's what the Hodge twins put out right here on Facebook, right here. You know, posted. They didn't put it out; they're just reposted from Mark Dice on X. The liberal media killed the Charlie Kirk. Damn it, unscrupulous Democrats in Congress who created hysteria with relentless propaganda depicting President Trump as a reincarnation of Hitler and his inner circle and his average supporters as fascist. Liberals couldn't win the debates against Charlie Kirk when he visited college campuses across the country because their ideas are garbage and they are immoral fools for they killed him in hopes of silencing his message, which only has put a spotlight on it. It will cause it to spread 1,000 times faster, further than it was already going. You know, I could agree with that. What that guy said.
Pushing this rhetoric for so fucking long. That's what I'm saying. If you keep pounding and pounding and pounding it eventually these people are programmed.
Yeah. But
and
Democrats,
if a word can trigger you, that's the trigger words. It's like MK Ultra again, Operation Mockingbird, all that shit.
Yep.
Propaganda, man, was invented fucking years ago. Look at what they did with bacon and breakfast, because they needed to sell bacon and eggs. They turned breakfast into the fucking healthiest meal of the day.
well, back then, not everybody ate shit like that. They ate leftovers for breakfast.
Yeah.
There's video of Congress or the House of Representatives. They were doing a moment of silence for Charlie Kirk, and the Democrats were heard yelling and making noise in the background during the moment of silence for him in the House of Representatives.
Yeah,
Democrats shouting no to a verbal prayer request. And they were heard shouting and screaming during the House Representatives moment of silence. There's video of it.
Yeah, like they did to that kid during Trump's State of the Union address.
Yeah.
You know, that small boy that wanted to be a cop, they wouldn't even stand up for him that had brain cancer.
Yeah, DJ.
Fuck all them motherfuckers, dude. Every fucking one of them. That's what they want. They want us to say that. Or people that, believe in what's right, not right, but, heartfelt. They want us to go out there and say, fuck them too, because they're saying fuck them on theirs. And they have been saying fuck them.
It's time for the conservatives to start playing by their fucking rules. See how they like it. When we turn the tables on them, play by their fucking rules.
We kept always taking fucking, tucking our tail and going the high road. Well, at least Republicans did. I'm not a fucking Republican, not a Democrat. I registered as a Republican in Virginia because I had to pick one, but I'm neither side. But they keep yelling about that. Play by their fucking rules.
And the Democrat Party wonders why so many people, especially young men, have left the Democratic Party for good, especially black people. Look at Chicago. Guaranteed Chicago ain't going to be Democrat for much longer where they're going down the road.
Yeah.
I mean, now even Harrison Butler, the kicker for the Chiefs, is fucking, thank you for your strong witness for Christ. Thank you, Charlie. Thank you for pursuing the truth and leading your family as husband, father, eternal rest, grandpa, the Lord, right?
A big wrong.
And even he's giving props to Charlie Kirk.
Yeah.
But he's a true Christian, right? He believes the same things that a lot of people do.
I just sent a video of them carrying him to the vehicle. Yeah, he was dead before they got him in the vehicle. He was dead before they got him off that stage.
Well, shit. I wonder if this will go against the guidelines.
It will.
I don't know if you can show it, but
yeah, I know. But I mean, there ain't no blood.
You can't blur it. If you could blur it in real time, would be all right.
Yeah. But I'm saying that would be like a gray area right there.
Well, and the light rail stabbing has been in a gray area too, and I've seen guys that will blur out physical violence. They'll let the sound play, but you won't be able to see it.
You
And
definitely
they'll link
can't
the
show
video.
that next one I just sent.
Get back to Facebook here.
You can't show that one. You got to hide that one.
Oh, the shooting?
Yeah.
Oh,
From a different angle.
Yeah. Wasn't like the one that Nick sent, right? I watched that one. That old salty bastard had on Facebook, and I said that one, it showed like a little farther out. You'd still see shit fucking coming out.
Oh, yeah.
Further away.
That one here, well, shit, you don't have Facebook. I can't fucking send it to you.
It's fine. I ain't getting on the Facebooks.
Okay, Bellas, I missed a bunch of what you guys were talking about.
Oh, you're way fucking far behind, dude. We ain't catching you up.
Well, Rocky, you're working, so you got an excuse on this.
I know, but I'm trying to. I can't have you guys talking while I'm talking to the customers. I got to mute you and everything.
Let's get Rocky going. I think you're actually seeing fucking demons in real time. I really do.
What are you seeing?
Demons in real time.
19.
They interviewed the guy that stabbed that girl on the light rail, and some of the things that he's saying is either A, he's building a defense case for mental insanity.
I saw that.
Or he was truly possessed or MK Ultra type stuff. Those are the only two.
It does, man. The
things I've
way that
seen.
he did that shit on the train, it looks like it was fucking planned like that shit. You know what I mean?
It looks like he was paid. Like
Yeah.
it was an assassination of that. Oh, absolutely.
And you saw what happened today, right?
That's what she's talking about. Oh,
Charlie Kirk too. No, the girl on the train.
oh yeah, I was talking about the girl on the train. Oh, my bad. That was he was paid to do that. But then that today is like
Yeah, I don't know, man.
I'm not surprised. Like they
Don't
tried to do this to Trump. Why are you not getting security? Come on. Like seriously. You know what I mean?
I don't know. I mean, I'm at the point now where I have to say that everything's moving so fast that I can't even.
awesome. Thank you.
You know what I mean? Like you can only tie so much into what's going on. And I'm at the point where I don't know which way is fucking up with it.
I had a talk with my son today. Even like you need to watch your surroundings and make sure that you're, not getting into an area that's too bad or anything, because, he rides his electric scooter back and forth to school, and his school it's a private Catholic school,
Yeah.
It's like, what do? You got, and he knows a couple different routes to get home, but it's like, you never know. Never
I'm
fucking know.
I'm going to get my fishing pole and lures tomorrow.
I'm ready to fucking move to the country.
Well, I mean, the town that I live in is pretty conservative, and the people that are around it. Like when I was talking to my old man about it, there was a couple in there in the laundromat, kind of like looking to kind of like hear me, and they kind of like smile because, you know what I mean? Like they know what's going on. That not everybody's not informed.
Yeah.
And it's carry out here too. Like there's just areas that you're not gonna go fuck with. You know what I mean? Like they're gonna stay in that. People are gonna stay in their areas, and they're not gonna move out very far.
No, and that's why I want to go to the country and get the fuck out of the city and have acreage, so that way I can see people coming from a fucking distance.
Oh yeah.
I'm over it. I'm getting so fucking to the point where, like, I won't go anywhere that I can't carry. Technically Walmart has a little fucking sign that says you can't carry there, but I've never had them enforce that.
Yeah, that's also not against the law. That's just trespassing. If they catch you, they can ask you to leave. That's it.
I know the law. I know the law on that. I'm just saying I don't give a fuck. I open carry in there, and I've never been asked to leave.
That's a fucking insurance policy is what that is. That covers them saying, we told them not to have weapons. They have weapons.
Yeah.
Dump it off.
Yep. Yeah. And like, I don't go to like Buffalo Wild Wings and shit like that because they cannot provide the same security I can provide myself and my family when I'm there. And I think that this should be a law that if you're not allowed to carry and protect your family, then they need to provide security that can. And I know Iowa was actually looking into that, and it never happened. It never.
Oh shit! It's on fire.
No.
What
happened? Like my fucking spaghetti sauce that one night on the street.
No, I think I got a mouse somewhere.
A mouse?
No.
Yeah,
no, that's just the bugs in your brain, dude.
I don't know where it went though.
They ain't gonna catch that motherfucker. You've been out for fucking weeks. You ain't gonna catch it.
No.
And your sticky traps didn't even work. He peeled himself right off that bitch.
I got another customer coming. I'll be back, fellas.
All right, man. Make sure to mute it. There you go.
Where it went. I heard it like a motherfucker though.
Are you sure it didn't crawl up your ass?
I'm positive.
You didn't notice?
The little fucker, I have a sticky trap down and that motherfucker gets stuck in it and then it squeals and then it gets itself off somehow.
It's because it's environmentally friendly. It doesn't have the chemicals that you need to really hold it down.
Huh?
Said it's environmental friendly. It doesn't have the good chemicals to hold it down.
Yeah. The little fucker jumped right off of the motherfucker the other day. Pissed me off.
Vic, what's going on?
Same as you guys, man.
Did you have anything else that you were weighing in on while we were discussing?
No.
Just
like I said,
the same thing.
I didn't even know if I was gonna hop on, honestly, because still processing stuff, and I don't want to say anything too prematurely. I don't want to say something that would be, aging like milk, as they say.
Yeah.
But
I'd have to say that the track record of the talks about things that are going on from conservatives and that side has been pretty spot on. Not 100%, but
well, I can tell you this though. I can say this for certain. I have friends that lean liberal. I do,
right.
And I'm just at the point with them, or whether I know them or I don't, anybody when it comes to leftist ideas, I'm done debating them. I'm done having the conversation. I'm done talking to them. Because this proves that the time for talking is completely over. Now, I'm not saying it's necessarily the time for violence just yet or anything, but I am saying the time for talking is over. These people would rather kill somebody than let him debate a crowd of 1,000 people. Do you have any idea what fucking balls it takes to debate a crowd of 1,000 people that hate you?
Yeah.
And all the dude is sitting there just doing, he's just talking, he's just debating, he's throwing ideas around. He's not calling for anyone's death, he's not insulting anybody, he's not calling for upheaval, he's not saying X needs to do this or that. He's just like, look, if you think this, then you should probably think about this because this is actually what that will do, and blah, blah, blah. And if that's going to catch you a bullet, I'm not scared. I mean, don't get me wrong, this isn't coming from a place of fear, but I've thought for a while now that leftists just weren't worth debating anymore because their ideas have been such shit for so long. This just cements it, though. And I'm done arguing with them about anything. You know, if I say something and they say, well, what do you have to back that up with? I'll go, I don't fucking care. I'm not justifying myself to you. You know, I gave my opinion. I'm under no obligation to justify it to you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I've just run into so many fucking blind alley idiots that aren't going any further than the end of that alley conversationally that I'm just kind of fucking done with it. You know, I've got only so much glucose that runs this brain, and it's got better things to do than argue with these stupid fucks.
Did you watch the short that I sent out about that?
Sorry, guys, you've been rapid fire and short so much today. I was at work. I didn't get a chance to see any
Oh,
of them.
dude, that shit was funny as hell, man. This guy came in my feed. He's called the Burnt Peanut. He plays like Escape from Tarkov. So it's like a PvP. Like you get killed, you lose all your shit. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
He's off script and he's talking. Oh, I gotta play it. Like I fucking love this clip, man. Because I feel like this every fucking day with what we're talking about. And I'll explain a little bit because I put it in there a little bit more while I was doing my laundry. And this fucking clip just encapsulated everything he said. And I feel bad for kids these days. I really do. Damn, it takes forever. There's too many saved to the Pfeiffer's playlist.
Oh, you actually saved it to our playlist?
No, I mean, I have my own playlist.
Oh, okay.
Don't worry, I got books for Rocky that he needs to read. You guys ever seen the Russian mafia guy that talks about being a man and shit? And books
yeah. I forgot his name.
Yeah. Like 1984's on there. Bunch of other ones I never heard of. I gotta start looking for them. So this is the outside world, right? This guy's fucking hilarious.
You know there's people out there? There's people that you have to talk to. No joke. And for some godforsaken reason, every motherfucker I run into hasn't gone past the 4th grade. So I'm talking to a literal brick anytime I have a conversation with anyone outside this house. It's ridiculous. It's actually ridiculous. It pisses me off. How's the weather outside? Just press the buttons on the cash register and get me the fuck out of here! I've already been outside now for 20 minutes!
You know, and that it feels like that sometimes. We're talking about the liberals, like, you know, you haven't got past a 4th grade education when they're talking about like 2 fucking genders, you know, male and female. It turns into this fucking like talking to a brick fucking wall.
I'm just not doing it anymore. You know, I'm not having these conversations with them anymore. Now, if you want to have a debate with me over, you know, the I don't know, the validity of our current government system and the role of religion in government through history, fuck yeah, I'll debate that shit all day long because at least that has an intelligent basis. That conversation might go somewhere.
Man, I had to debate disaster recovery and equity this week for discussions. You want to talk about a rough discussion trying to, you know what I mean, like frame it without making anybody too upset. You know what I mean? Like, because it's online, we're not talking face to face. So
Bring it back, please.
that one was a little bit tricky to get around. I mean, but the ones that you see that are publicized are of minority communities, not of lower income communities. Lower income communities is everyone. Everyone across the
All right,
fucking
thank you.
board.
Thank you very much. You guys have a good one.
You know, it just isn't one community that's lower income.
No, that's, well, I mean, just look at West Virginia. You need we say more?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You know,
Mississippi
or
too.
Mississippi,
No.
Arkansas. I had to talk
Yep.
about Arkansas.
I was getting ready to say Arkansas, the land of the inbreds.
And I had to go through like
was
the
like,
public assistance that FEMA will give is they count everybody in that county, and it has to be like $4.87, right? This is the number from them counted per person to hit the threshold for them to send assistance. That's the monetary value. Now they can decide to send it depending on what damage is done. There's a couple things in there for the staffer. Anyway, outside of that, you always just see one community that they're distressed from. And it really is irritating on top of what we're talking about, that there's only one that's being talked about when it's everyone.
Yep.
And that's where I see this divisiveness coming from with the situations that are going on. They really are trying to completely left side, one side or the other. The split in the road is now happening. And that's my opinion.
well, they're doing it too. They're doing it with not just the political beliefs, but racial.
Yes.
And I mean, they're really putting that fucking wedge in. I mean, they're hammering it in good, because you got the political divide, you got the racial divide, you got the economical divide, the middle class, lower class type thing, and the upper class don't give a fuck. They just want their money, And so
yeah, it's the aristocracy, isn't it? Is that what they call it, if I remember right?
Yeah.
The upper class and everybody, will eat cake and let the peasants fucking do what they want.
That's aristocracy. That's aristocracy.
Yeah,
aristocracy.
Meritocracy is like being rewarded and ranked and honored for your good work.
Right, which is the argument against DEI.
Which is gone by the wayside a long time ago.
But
most definitely.
But when it comes to the rich, they're gonna take whatever side is winning. That's what they're gonna do. They're gonna lean one way or another just to preserve themselves. You know what I mean? It's self-preservation.
When you get into fucking mutual bonds and bonds itself for the government, and then you get into lobbying and all of that shit, fuck, dude. You almost want to blow up your computer screen.
Yeah, it's crazy.
The government. So you're seeing division, but then when you look behind the fucking scenes, fucking Republicans are doing it, Democrats are fucking doing it, Nancy Pelosi, all these other fucking people, Ilhan Omar,
it's like they're all in on it, and they're all playing a fucking role,
and they're all fucking laughing at us.
And I don't believe that Trump is like the best. I think he's probably the best choice, because he wasn't a career politician per se, even though he owned businesses, which basically makes you a politician. And
yeah, because the tax side.
Yeah, well, that, and you're talking to mayors and governors for business. You're talking to world leaders to get businesses in their countries, stuff like that. But I think everybody in our fucking, we need wipe out our fucking government and start back the way it used to be. Which Trump is actually kind of doing that with the tariffs. because what people don't realize is we never used to have taxes. The tariffs paid for our government. That's what ran our government was the tariffs. Because once we cut ties with England and everything else, there was no such thing as taxes. That's one of the main reasons why we cut ties with them.
And then
And
the federal government was only placed in inception because of the tariffs between the states with the Articles of Confederacy.
Yeah.
Everybody was taxing each other. Like, you want to bring a railroad through my fucking state, you're gonna pay for it.
Yep.
You know, but it made
But
sense at that time.
But also, income tax did not come around to early 1900s, and that was just supposed to be temporary.
That was what, 1923?
Before then,
That
Like
was the
1913.
spoils shit.
yeah, it was supposed to be just temporary.
That's when they started firearm regulation too.
And that's
Yep, the income tax, the Fed, and gun control all came in like the 20s, late teens, early 20s.
well, and that's also sorry, when we went into the Great Depression, Prohibition, like all that stuff, it turned into a control thing.
Yep.
You know, and that's why, like,
because Prohibition was fucking nuts.
mm-hmm.
And then look where it's at
They did
now.
that. They did that without even having the fucking right to vote.
Yeah.
Actually, 1861 was the first tax for personal property to help pay for the Civil War for the North.
Okay. All right.
Correction added.
No, I'm just
Duly
saying.
noted.
And then, at 16th Amendment proposed in 1909, becoming law in 1913, canceled the appointment a requirement for income taxes.
Okay,
Federal income taxes. But I mean, still, it doesn't matter what, but you were saying the right things, Nick. It doesn't matter if he's off by what. Was ruled to be constitutional, a separate tax, excise tax was also imposed on corporations.
Yep.
And that's why they hated fucking Andrew Jackson. Because he didn't want that. And he's the only president to pay off the fucking the budget, pay off the deficit altogether. He did not want the Federal Reserve to be privatized. He did not want that shit.
Nope.
Shouldn't be.
Believe it or not, the last person that actually had a fucking balanced budget was? It's gonna blow your mind. It blew mine. Fucking Clinton.
Well, you know how he
Actually
did
had a
that, right?
fucking balanced budget. Yeah.
Yeah, but he didn't pay off the deficit though. He had
No, he didn't pay. He didn't pay it off, but it was balanced. Where
it was
income
balanced.
coming in and what was going out for spending.
You know how he got that? Cut the fucking spending for the military. Took the military spending, used that. That's what he did.
I was getting ready to say that, like, he cut all because the Democrats always cut military spending.
The BRAC list and everything, closing fucking bases, cutting
Mhm.
back spending on the military.
Yep. Democrats
Mhm.
always love fucking killing the military spending.
Yeah.
Too bad there's like trillions of dollars going to the black fucking budgets.
Yep.
Well, if we just took away the black budgets, got that money from the CIA, all that bullshit, we'd be at the fucking. We would not be fucking in debt. Period.
Speaking of the black budget, did you see the laser that split the Hellfire missile?
It's ready.
They're trying to blame it on a UFO.
Yeah.
Thank you.
They're saying it deflected it.
Yeah.
They're saying it was a UFO and it was deflected. The Hellfire.
The one I got said it was split in half, but in any case, they're still trying to blame it on UFOs, which nobody gives a fuck about UFOs right now until they land on the White House lawn.
Right?
Well, wait, they did with Eisenhower. I forgot about that.
I don't know. It's the government needs to be reset. We've lost our ways.
And we have that right to do it. It's right there in the fucking documents that we have that was written for us. Tear down and rebuild the government if it's not doing what it's supposed to be doing.
Well, nowadays though, you have so many threats of violence against you or being incarcerated and everything else for doing something like that.
Yeah, they closed almost every loophole for an uprising through it. Yeah, right. You're right. You know, Thumper, with incarceration or fines or, you know, and a lot of normies themselves, like we're talking about, like Mick was saying, you know, people just want to go to work. We're all quiet. We don't want to be incarcerated. You know, that's not what we're looking for. And that's typically why you know, the group stays away from violence, you know, because they put these measures in place. And that's why they're doing what they're doing. In my opinion, they know that they can still keep you corralled for the people that would do the uprising.
That's why I said we need a fucking purge. You know, if they gave us 24 hours, you know how much, dude, it would take years for crime rates to hit historical rates if we had a purge. Because we would go in and wipe out shit, and it would take years for that crime rate to climb back up to where it was.
Yeah, but the problem is, it's like, yeah, I agree. Like, that is going to happen. There is a book on that about the purge thing coming and happening. I mean, they made a fucking movie about it, but the book is The Black Awakening about satanic super soldiers, the chosen ones activating and doing something like that and killing a bunch of people all over the world and bringing the world to its knees so the Antichrist takes control. That's what that guy says. I don't know, but there's something fishy about that shit.
Talking about the on top of the Georgia Guidestones when they finally got blown the fuck up.
Yep.
That's a different purge. I want to go after the fucking fucks in the United States and
I got a customer. I'll be right back, fellas.
Rebalance this, you know, because it's not balanced.
What's up?
Our people are getting killed while they're doing fucking a speech or debate, or our president's getting fucking shot while he's, you know, talking. Like, it's not the same, you know.
Well, and I knew you said Trump wasn't the best, but I'll give him this. He's gotten the Democrats to defend criminals. You know what I mean? He's completely flipped everything 180 because their TDS is so severe.
Yep.
Like, they will say anything to be against anything good that he does. And they did it in 2016 too, during that run.
It's amazing that they're willing to do what they're willing to do.
Yeah.
And
then that leads credence to what, you know, kind of what Rocky's saying. Like, these people on top of it are so programmed that they just can't think about it. Like Mick said, you can't even debate these people anymore.
No.
They're so programmed. They'll go against anything that's got fucking, you know, good to it. And I think that's
the worst part about all of this, guys, is that they're killing people that would actually talk to them. And they're at a point where they're so fucking brainwashed and evil, they just fucking straight up murder people. And then they think it's okay and call the other people that they shoot and kill the bad guys. All the while not looking at themselves in the mirror being, I just did a bunch of heinous acts of evil as decisions, and I'm better than they are? Absolutely not. No.
So I actually have a bunch of leftist friends, and they're not friends. They're not my friends, really. I don't hang out with them. The only reason why they're on my Facebook is so I can keep my finger on the pulse of what's going on, because they are just like these people, right? I mean, they do burlesque. They want, you know, they were teachers and para educators and all kinds of stuff. And one just posted a, you know, the thing, you know, if you're glad the awful man is dead, unfriend me. And then it's like, okay, you know, like, she's completely against common sense. And there's a bunch of people on here that I'm watching, and they are definitely jumping all over this. Hang on. Like,
sorry.
Bunch of people saying
this other
that
one
he got murdered and killed.
This other one posted, here we go. Where is it at? she just said ironic, and she put the Newsweek article. It says Charlie Kirk says gun deaths unfortunately worth it to keep Second Amendment, which was posted on 2023. And she was like ironic. And then she's talking about, you know, it's a contradiction when we get upset that he's killed, but not other people and all this and gun violence and stuff like that. And she's just,
Wait, aren't they just missing the fucking point?
yeah.
Because
Well, they're trying to drive that gun violence point.
Well,
Is
the
what
thing
they're
is,
trying to drive.
if you were to take Charlie and bring him back and ask him the same question, he would say, yeah, I still believe that because it's true. You think there weren't accidental gun deaths back in the 18th century? Of course there will. There's always been accidental gun deaths.
I'm sure there's been accidental bow and arrow deaths, spear deaths, sword death, knife death, axe death, kukri deaths, throwing knife deaths, darts, carts, whatever it is. You know what I mean?
Banging the wrong lady deaths. I heard that's a popular one.
Yeah, don't do that, you know.
Yeah.
But you were saying something earlier, Mick, that made it some sense. What did you say again?
It made sense. I can't imagine what it was.
At which point?
What was
He
I-
can't
what-
hear half. He
what-
can't
what
hear
was I
half
talking
the
about?
time.
I don't know. It was just a minute ago. But you said something, you made a good point, and I wanted to add on to it, but I forget what it was.
Blood, you could bring him back from the dead and
Pretty much.
ask him, he'd say the same thing.
Bring back the what?
I said when I said if you brought back Charlie and asked him the same question, he'd say the same thing. Yes.
Yeah, he would.
I mean,
Rob Lee.
I would.
He's not a guy that lived by the sword and died by the sword, or lived by the gun and died by the gun. But the guy that did that with that gun, he's going to live or die by that. Eventually.
We can only hope so. We can only hope so. You know.
Oh, I mean, it's unfortunate what happened.
Well, and it's kind of a dumb point to make too, you know, when they say, you know, his death was ironic because he said that, because again, anything that you have around you that is dangerous, there's always going to be a risk of dying from it. I mean, I've heard of kids, and God bless these kids, man, but I've heard of kids jumping on a trampoline, getting cocky, falling off, breaking their neck, and they're alive, but they can't use their legs no more. And that is fucked up. I mean, don't get me wrong. I am not joking about this. But what are you going to do? Ban trampolines?
Want anything?
You know,
They try to.
Really, how far are we willing to go with this shit?
You put fucking nets around them now.
Yeah,
I know they do. Which is not a bad precaution. I'm not saying it isn't. All I'm saying is,
do help.
for everything out there that can take a person's life, you're always going to have some fucktard with a bad experience one time looking to get rid of it.
Yeah, it's like you have residual risk in everything you do. It's taught in the fucking military. It's called operational risk management.
Yeah.
You know, don't cross the street without looking both ways. You know,
Right. We kind of learned that when we were 4.
yeah.
Well,
You know,
my generation didn't use helmets and pads and stuff when we did shit, you know.
That's
But-
our generation too, not just yours. It's all of ours. Come on.
Well, I know that, dumbass. But what I'm saying is,
Let here, bitch.
my thing is like what happened today was completely preventable.
Yep.
Completely preventable.
Yeah, with plexiglass.
Not even, I mean, yes and no. And that's what pisses me off is nowadays we know the way the climate is, right? They're against us 100%. We know that. They tried to assassinate the president twice. You know, we know that they don't like us. Why are we not taking these steps now as these leaders? You know, because I looked at him as Charlie Kirk as a leader of the Republican Party. I mean, even though he wasn't a politician.
I told you, man, threat of prosecution. The left does not have any fear of the threat of prosecution. If the right does what they're going to do, we have the threat of prosecution hanging over our head like the sword of fucking Damocles.
No, I know that, but what I'm saying is, why
That's
are we
wrong.
not taking more security measures at these places where we're keeping these people safe? Because, you know,
That I couldn't tell you. Probably because the university wasn't providing any security, and they would not let anybody else provide security either. That would be my guess.
I don't know about that. There was security there.
Honestly, for me, I
200
think
yards
it's
worth.
a little bit of hubris through Charlie Kirk, because he's been to so many of these events that you kind of like get complacent
Yeah.
Even though the climate has heated up, I don't think he believed in it. I don't think he believed that he would be shot and killed at one of these events because he's done so many, and he has gotten a lot of hate while he was on campus.
Well, he's been attacked before. He's had stuff thrown at him. He's been hit. Bunch of stuff.
Right.
Oh yeah.
But you don't think that you're going to get fucking shot either. That's why I'm saying a little bit of hubris and complacency. We all know how that goes.
Yeah.
Even with him knowing that the left isn't getting arrested, you know.
I mean,
and
they
he
get
knew that
arrested when something
President
like
Trump
this
got
happens.
shot.
That's it.
I don't know.
Well, and this needs to be something that is in the forefront of every conservative's mind, because the minute you announce you're a conservative, you are now a target. You are now free game. And that's where, like, places like my state, Stand Your Ground, Castle Doctrine, you don't have to retreat. That's where that is going to be very important coming soon, I think, to a town near you, because I think there's going to be a lot of shit stemming from this, and it's going to turn, and and then along with the National Guard going into towns and stuff like Chicago, and them vowing to fight the National Guard, the gangs and stuff, and the leadership of the state telling them to, basically, in so many words. It's not good. It's not good at all.
Fuck the National Guard. Just sitting there, the pissed off Davy's little brother. Just let them run wild.
Well, they need to, but they need to. Well, and that's another thing too, is the National Guard. They're first, when they swear in, they actually swear to the governor before the president of the United States.
Yeah, because they're actually state, not federal.
Mm-hmm.
That's where a lot of people get fucked up on National Guard. But they can be called up for active duty. That's the loophole.
They can be, but I think if you're going to use National Guard troops for Illinois, you need to use Iowa's.
Well, Iowa,
don't use their
Missouri,
own.
Texas.
Yeah, don't use their own.
Missouri, Texas. Good to go.
Yeah, don't use their own National Guard. Use other states' National Guards to go in and enforce the laws.
Yeah.
That way, there's no conflict of interest. Like family against family type stuff.
And actually say we're just fucking protecting federal buildings, which they did in D.C.
At
that
which
presence
point,
there stopped all that shit.
And Thumper's right, because that's what happened in D.C. Other states that believed in it were sending their National Guard.
Mm-hmm.
And that leads credence to what you're saying. Use other states that believe in it.
Yep. You got to. I mean, that way you're not using people against their own families and friends. You get another state that follows that and does what they need to do. I can guarantee you, most Iowegians does not like Illinois. We'll be more than happy to go over there and enforce some fucking laws.
Right.
I'm glad you called yourself an Iowegian. Now you can't say shit when I call you
Iowegian.
But with stuff like this going on, if there's any type of event like that, you almost just gotta not attend it anymore.
Yep.
You think that might be a deterrent then?
Mm-hmm.
This was used to become a deterrent?
Well, if you're not allowed to carry in there, and people are sneaking guns in and fucking shooting people, and people don't want to be a target unless they can absolutely guarantee they're going to put you in a fucking bubble that's bulletproof. But then you're going to have crazies starting to shoot the people in the crowd, because guess what? They're in the crowd. They more than likely support the cause and support what that person is saying. So you can't get that person. Second best thing is the crowd, right? So, if I'm thinking like I'm going to go off the rails and I want to kill somebody, but they've completely surrounded them and they can't be shot, I'm going for the people that are listening to them, because guess what? They're the second best target. And they're even easier to hit.
Kind of like the way what was it? Columbia University, the observation tower shooter? Just
Yeah.
started picking people off for like higher learning was.
Yeah, well,
Dude, you know about
And
Charles
in
Whitman?
Texas too. The Texas shooter too at college back in the
Yeah,
day.
Charles Whitman was the University of Texas. Yeah.
I mean, and then you got like, it doesn't even have to be like, look at the dude that shot up fucking Vegas, dude. Look at how many he got, you know? And that, because he didn't go after the artist, he went after the crowd. That's like fish in a barrel. And same thing at these events, you know? And look at what happened at the Trump rally. It wasn't Trump that got killed. It was the firefighter that was off duty there with his family, you know, in the crowd. Not that the guy was aiming for him, but who knows?
Mhm.
He might have said, fuck it, I missed him. I'm just going to open up on the crowd now.
Collateral damage.
Easier to hit somebody, you know?
Well, they're doing that because they don't want the ideas that are being shared to be shared.
That's what I'm saying.
You know, and it's like in V for Vendetta, you know, V says you can't kill ideas, they're bulletproof.
You like it?
The idea is still going to carry on, unfortunately, whether it's good or bad. If it's bad, maybe someone will have sense, but if it's a good idea, then it needs to keep going. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and they're, like I said, their goal is to stop the dissemination of this information because it makes them look bad. So they're going to do what they have to do, and it's going to cause all kinds of shit, you know. I don't know a real solution to it. There's really no solution to it.
There is, but it's all evil.
Well, even then, I mean,
you know, it's like the Metallica song, you're fighting fire with fire.
Well, if you go after all the Democrats, you're just going to make more Democrats.
True.
You know, it's like winning the hearts and minds in Iraq, which was a fucking joke. You know?
Yeah.
It created more fucking enemies than it did friends. So that's why I said I don't think there's a real way to win this and stop it from happening. Unfortunately.
So it becomes a perpetual war.
Yeah, it's like a civil war.
Absolutely. I've been saying we're on the verge of a civil war. Been saying it for years.
Yeah, I know.
It's just every year we get closer and closer to it. And that's why I think that's why a lot of countries have backed off of us, because they're like, well, why fight them when they're going to fight each other themselves, you know?
Isn't that the first rule of communism, is to allow a country to destroy itself from the inside?
Yeah. That's also how the Muslims take over things, and they attack from within and let them infight as well, you know, and create chaos.
But the communists have been doing it fucking since the goddamn 40s with our government.
This has been going on way longer than that, boys.
You know.
Well, Yuri Bezmenov outlined how it would work, and we're in that generation now at the end of what he said would be started. So it started with the colleges. It's went for 2 going on 3 generations now.
Yeah, I know. It's going to keep going on like that for a while until someone says, we need to stop teaching this crap. This ain't real history. This is bad. It's turning people into lazy assholes that think everybody should give them everything they fucking want without earning it.
Well, and that goes back to fucking our generation, parents that had kids early in age, right? Let that happen and not teach them fucking values that we was taught. You know? I still blame our generation for fucking things up.
I will agree to that. I think the core of our generation from Gen X took a back seat because everything was good, and fucking we fell asleep at the wheel.
Yep.
I think Gen X fell asleep at the wheel.
Yep.
And millennials. I'll blame millennials too, because they were right behind us.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, just like the other day, you know, River, I guess his teacher, he asked his teacher, goes, well, do you like Trump? He said, yep, Trump's the best. Biden sucks. I got a note about that. I said, well, he ain't wrong. She never responded when I said that. It's like, yeah, that's
Freedom
my
of
boy.
speech, bitch.
Yeah. Yeah, see, I let River wear his fucking Trump shirt that he got when he was down North Carolina or Tennessee. He went to the Trump store. I'll let him wear that school. And no one said a word about that.
Hey, fellas, I have to make a phone call real quick. I'll be right back, okay?
All right, bud. Thumper,
Yo,
you notice anything different?
Got fatter?
No.
Huh?
You notice anything different?
Jennifer Aniston?
If you can't pick up, you're fucking blind on this.
well, I saw your background.
No, not that. Not that.
Oh, yeah. I remember you saying that the other night.
Don't say it, little Tate. Don't tell him.
I won't.
Are you talking about Rocky?
No.
Oh. What? Oh,
Talk
the
about
hat.
me.
The hat. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. The
And
fucking
now
hat.
that I got it on before the end of the season, right? Starts, Cubs is gonna start blitzing down.
Ain't gonna happen. Ain't gonna happen.
No, it just showed up. It just showed up today. So
Did it?
yeah, I was like, I'm gonna put it on, see if you notice it, right? You're gonna say a fucking word if you don't.
I wasn't even looking at your fucking hat. I was like trying to think of something else that we had talked about.
Well,
I mean,
and it lightens it up. And I've heard, a lot of the talk about what's going on, a different perspective that I got from my brother was like, if you can't fucking change it as a group, then what's the use of fighting it and just fucking enjoy your life like the normies tend to have a view of? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
if a group isn't going to get together because the left is broken too and the right is sitting back of the bus, like, which side do how do you want to live your life? You know what I mean? Like Nick was saying earlier too, he not going to debate the people anymore that he knows because it's just exhausting. And it's like, you know what I mean? Like, is that what they're going for at the same time? Like, fuck it, I'm going back of the bus, and I'm just gonna keep moving forward. And if shit pops off, then I'll react to it. You know what I mean? Like,
Exactly. I'm done talking to him. I'm
Yeah.
done debating him. I'm done interacting. I'm not going to be aggressive. I'm done.
yeah. And I wonder if that is it a way to demoralize the other side on top of it too?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. I mean, I'm not demoralized. I don't care anymore.
That's
Well,
like
you
the
know,
point.
you know what I'm getting at. You know what I mean? Not truly demoralized, but just I don't give a fuck.
Could be.
Like I'm scrolling Facebook again. Like I said, I feel bad for his wife and children. However, had it been a Democrat that was shot, would y'all be just as outraged? Yeah. Yeah, we would. Even though we don't like the fucking Democrats, we're not calling for the murder of people, and we don't want to see people murdered over their beliefs. That's what's crazy is like
Well, you
these
don't murder
people-
people for talking.
No,
How about,
it's
it's just like, how about trying to live in fucking peace? How about leaving each other alone, letting each other live their own lives and don't interfere?
You don't like it, move on.
Well, that went
You
by
don't
the
like
wayside
it,
a long
just
time
don't
ago,
look
dude.
in that direction. You don't have to talk to everybody.
yeah.
It's not a requirement on this planet, on Earth.
No, I can barely even go to church because, oh man, don't get me wrong. I've been to some really good churches, but there seems to be like this overarching attitude at church where, since you're all parishioners and you're all under the same pastor and going to the same place, that you kind of automatically have to be friends.
Nope.
And it's just like, no, I don't. I don't like many people, and I have nothing against you, brother. I really don't. If you need help, man, I'll help you, but I don't like many people. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
got
It's
nothing
like,
to do with,
is that
you
the
know,
old adage? If you're on fire, I'll push on you and put you out, but I ain't going to drink a beer with you afterwards.
well, exactly, right. And everybody's like being all like super friendly and, hey, how's it going? What have you been doing? I'm like, I don't really give a fuck, honestly, because I don't fucking know you. I don't dislike you. I'm sure you're a lovely person, but
I don't have to carry you that way. That's what I was saying. Like, you don't pay me and you don't fuck me, so why do I have to be your friend? Like,
and I've got some. This is a great example too, which dovetails kind of what I was saying and kind of what Rocky was saying, right? I've got a pair of neighbors. They could, before they turned absolutely terrible, I talked to them a few times. They vote the same way I do. They largely believe the same way I do. Politically, we are very compatible. It just so fucking happens that they are god awful people that this planet would be better without.
be picked up at 8?
And not because of their beliefs, because they're the same as mine. It's just because they're shitty, horrible fucking people. And like Rocky said, we don't all have to talk to each other. We don't all have to hang out,
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
But
I mean, that's
you do have to show a little bit of fucking common respect.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about common respect, but we don't have to like it. And I've got friends that are libs, like kind of deep into it, that for whatever reason like me a lot, and I like them too. And so we both know where we are and just don't talk about the things because we know that neither person is going to convince the other of any fucking thing. So we might as well just talk about the shit we do agree on and have fun with and leave it at that. You can do that too. That is an option. By the way, that is a fucking option.
Yeah, you come to common ground.
If you know where somebody's at in one area and they're not budging and you're not budging either, stop fucking talking about it. Don't debate it. Don't argue with it. Just be like, hey, I think you're an idiot when it comes to this abortion thing, but holy fuck, did you see that new Camaro that came out? Oh, fuck yeah, brother. Like, just stay there. Me and my dad do this shit all the time. My dad's a liberal, hates Trump. Me and my dad have a great relationship because we have a whole lot of other shit that we can talk about that we both find fascinating.
This just came out. I just saw this on Facebook.
Fuck.
No. This guy posted, right? Charlie Cook is coming to my college.
Oh, yeah,
tomorrow.
I saw this.
Hope someone evaporates him, Lily.
Do you
Let's
like
just
the
say
back?
something big will happen tomorrow.
So it was already running in inner circles.
I just saw that, so I was like, I'm gonna share that shit.
What?
Yes.
Rubber band around it. Sorry.
Yeah.
And there's more fuel to the fire for the conspiracy theories and the political agenda.
Hey, repeat what you said, Jay, just for,
This guy posted something. Charlie Cook is coming to my college tomorrow.
Good night.
I really hope someone evaporates him, Lily. And then in comments, he goes, let's just say something big will happen tomorrow. That was yesterday that was posted.
I'd be looking into him.
Yeah.
That whole thread from him.
Yep. Because he could have been helping planning that shit too.
It's like we were talking about the Ferguson guy, Michael Brown, the guy that started up the hands up, don't shoot. He got fucking killed. And I'm not wondering if it's karma or somebody's tying up loose ends. Because they were talking about, it was going out there that he may have wanted to say something about what was going on from him lying. You know what I mean? Like deathbed confession type stuff. And next thing you know, he gets fucking killed.
Well, Michael Brown was a fucking career criminal. He was.
Well, I know that Ferguson was that started that BLM movement. That whole thing revolved around that happening.
Yeah, because you had Obama, then fucking that stupid motherfucker that needs to be hung, fucking Sharpton. That ain't a real fucking reverend.
Right.
That motherfucker fanned the goddamn flames. Fuck him.
Yeah.
If I would have been, if I'd been the governor at that time, I would have said, fuck you. I would have called up fucking the Marines from fucking Fort Littlewood, because there's Marines there. I would have sent everybody, activated everybody, right? Or got them hold the president, say, send them. The person, annihilate them. Plain and simple. Take them out. Fuck the
Well,
National Guard.
I had a
Send
guy
them
on the boat that was from the area around there, and he was watching them looting and burning. And he was like, and he was black. He was like, look at these motherfuckers tearing down their own communities. He was like, what the fuck are we doing? And this was when that
grocery
went down.
stores move out and they say, oh my God, they're being assholes. All the grocery stores are moving out. We have no food. Yeah.
Even fucking Brandon said that because he was there. You
Yeah.
know, rest of the motherfuckers. You know, he was there.
Yeah,
Him
that's
and
what
I
old
talked when
boy
he
was
came.
saying too.
Yeah, because when Brandon came here, you know what I'm talking about, DC. When he came here, me and him talked about that. I asked him, I said, was you at first? And he said, oh, yeah. I said, motherfucker, you didn't reach out. You was fucking those 2.5 hours from me, bitch. You know, but fuck St. Louis, man. Fucking just nuke that motherfucker. Be done with it. Wipe it off the fucking map.
It's like Little Rock for fucking Clinton back in the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, just move Budweiser to the middle of the fucking state, right? Fuck, get about St. Louis. Because St. Louis don't contribute anything, really, anymore.
Not
Because
really.
all the factories have been closed down for fucking a long, long time.
It contributes to the murder rate.
Well, that's fucking those uneducated fucking welfare motherfuckers. I don't care, black and white.
Oh shit! Speaking of running people out, I'll have to if I can find that article again. I think it was in the area of Arizona. I don't know if you guys remember. They were taking area photographs of an area that they were building a new like penitentiary out that way, and they kept trying to say it looked like they had guillotines set up out there. You guys
Sweet.
remember that? It was quite a few years back.
No, I don't remember that one.
But I have to see if I can dig it out because I remember there was a bit. I don't know. I think it was Arizona. And it was out in the middle of the desert. It's like you stick everybody out in the middle of the desert. You know what I mean? Out in that area. And then we were talking earlier. Trump had a roadmap that he's been talking about for Arizona. Like build cities up through there. So he's got a roadmap that he's trying to work Arizona. So I just thought it was funny to see Trump talk about Arizona in an old article. I got to dig it up, man. I mean, it's from years ago. It's going to take me a while.
Well, good place to put a compound. It's not like there's any place to go if you escape.
No.
Yeah. Only good fascist is a dead fascist. He's dead. Best belated birthday present ever.
If we
Nazis were human too. You shed tears for them too. Shut your bitch ass up.
Nazis were fucking Democrats. Plain and simple.
Well, they're talking about him dying. Somebody said he's a human being, a father and a husband. How would you feel if that happened to your dad's son or brother? And he said, so we're Nazis. You shed tears for them too. Shut your bitch ass up. Yeah, crazy fucking comments and people, man.
Yeah, that happens.
The only thing we can do is take care of our own.
No.
Stay vigilant. Take care of our own. It's like if we all decided to go in together, buy a lot of land, make a compound somewhere, right? They would have us marked as terrorists, probably.
They already did that, man. There was that group that was buying land in
Southern Missouri.
Yeah, it was in Missouri, and they were looking to buy other places, and they threw their fucking hands up like, we can't have
they
it.
did that because it was only for whites only.
So what?
Yeah.
It's a private community. I can pick whoever the fuck I want.
Yep. Exactly.
And then
they decide not to. Well, they fucked up trying to pick that land right outside Springfield, which is half liberal, half conservative, right? But the mayor was liberal, right? They fucked up picking it right there. It should have went on the other side of the state down in Boot Hill. They'd been fine there.
Go to Montana, dude. Sorry, I can't. I'm going to have to dig for that article, but I do remember something being said. And like I said, it was years ago. about them like building a big penitentiary out in the middle of the desert. And everybody kept saying it looked like there was guillotines set up. You know what I mean?
I will say this though, like one thing about like the Muslims, you get caught stealing, they chop your hand off, right? I mean that's a good practice right there. If you're actually caught stealing, not falsely accused, right? But actually caught red-handed, chop your hand off. That'll stop the fucking stealing.
I mean, it should be that way, I think. So
Yeah. I mean, I don't agree with everything the Muslims do, but some of the fucking like shit like that makes sense. You know?
Well, I mean, there isn't a civilization on Earth that's completely 100% wrong.
Remember Maudie Speaks? She's African. She was talking about the looting that's going on over here. She's like, that wouldn't happen. That doesn't happen in Africa because somebody would have killed you by now. Go to try to steal from me, I'm going to kill you.
I still say we need to make it. We need to bring back fucking gunfights. You know, someone insults you, call them out right in the middle of the street. You know, bring that shit back. That would stop all this fucking people fucking, you know, trying to fucking do this. You know, left, right. Okay, let's find out. You know, fuck you.
You know, honestly, go ahead, Brett or Thumper.
No, that was Rocky.
Oh, honestly, Rocky. I think a solution to be is like they need to read the book of Proverbs and think about some of the fucking sayings in that book. And you know, like one that I have to hold on to is a soft answer turns away wrath. So I mean, you can tell somebody something mean in a soft and kind way, and completely cool down the situation. Right? Sometimes, especially when emotions are high. But if you're just going to give hard answers back, it's going to continue to be the animosity that everyone has nowadays, dude.
Rocky,
yeah, but I think that verse was under the assumption that the two human beings in that interaction were rational.
Yeah, and liberals and the left are not rational. That's why you bring back fucking dueling. Plain and simple. Whether swords, guns, whatever, right? Bring that shit back.
Hey, did Andrew Jackson win a couple duels too?
Yeah.
We also need public executions.
Yep.
We need to bring back public. We need to bring back public executions and no more fucking appeals.
Yep.
If you're found fucking guilty, because nowadays with the way DNA is and fucking video and everything, if you're caught fucking red-handed, there's no appeals for you. That's forfeited because you committed crime. You're done. You get taken out back. You get fucking hung or shot or whatever. It's got to stop. The shit that's going on, that would stop fucking crime in cities and everything. Because the last thing they're going to want is to fucking face the death penalty.
Yeah. No more life sentence. Do away with life sentence altogether, too.
Yeah.
And it's bad enough for life sentence. And the thing is, I'm also of the opinion that things like Grand Theft Auto, that could have the death penalty. Because you can't accidentally steal a car.
Well, and it fucks people's lives up because a car is their second largest investment. You know,
well, they either earn their living with it or they go to where they earn their living with it. So I reckon.
Well, and the way car prices are nowadays, like trucks, that could be some people's biggest investment.
If you get convicted of Grand Theft Auto and you get executed within a month, car thefts will stop.
Actually, a lot of things
you see, I think that Draco of Athens kind of had something going on. You know, he was, I'm not saying go as far as Draco, but, you know, he's the guy from whom we get the word draconian. And the reason why we say it's draconian is because he was actually pretty brilliant. He was an innovator. He was one of the first people to prescribe a punishment for a given infraction. Before, it used to just kind of be up to the magistrate or whoever was in charge. Hey, you did this, but this. Okay, well, we'll do this. No. Draco said, okay, there are certain infractions, certain punishments. There's no debate. This is what it is. Now, most of his punishments were death for breaking the law.
Yeah, right. he was kind of following like what the Bible says.
And he was really legally speaking, he was way ahead of his time. Maybe he shouldn't have prescribed death for quite so many offenses, but kind of had the right idea.
Be any different than Vlad the Impaler too.
Oh,
know?
I'm a big fan of his too.
Like
You know
he
about
had
the
it
gold
in there.
drinking. You know about the gold drinking cup, don't you?
hmm
Yeah, for anyone out there who doesn't know, Vlad the Impaler in Town Square had a gold drinking cup next to the fountain that anybody could pick up and use. Anybody. And that thing stayed on the fountain and never got stolen because the cost of stealing was impalement.
Well,
And everybody was so goddamn afraid of getting impaled, nobody ever stole that cup.
well, that's also how one of the ways he fucking stopped people from attacking him. He killed his enemies and did it and impaled their ass.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, when I think it was Saladin came to try to take Wallachia, he had I think 80,000 of his troops, like or 80,000 enemies and prisoners and various other people just up on spikes for miles, and he was just like, you know what, this is not worth it. I don't have a huge problem with that. I don't.
And he, and he learned that as being a captive with the Ottoman Empire. So if you're going back to, talking about,
Oh, he was a
stealing
hostage for his whole childhood. Yeah.
Yeah. So he learned like, that mental tactic, like fucking with your enemy, like some Sun Tzu shit.
Yeah, he
Art
knew
of
his
War.
enemy very well because he lived with them for a good, 10, 15 years?
Yeah, I think I think he was like 14 or 15 when he got out.
Yeah,
'cause
so
he
so we'll
traded
call it a
out.
decade. He was a hostage to the Ottomans for about a decade.
Yeah.
Who, Vlad?
Yeah,
Yes.
Vlad the Impaler.
Vlad
Yeah.
Dracul?
Vlad Tepes.
Vlad
Dracul. Vlad Tepes Dracul.
Dracul was his signatory title. Vlad Tepes was his name.
Yeah. The
Yeah,
dragon.
'cause
Yeah,
And that's
Dracul.
Son of
Yeah,
the Dragon, yeah.
he was of the Order of the Dragon, so his salutary title was Vlad Dracul.
Yeah,
But
Vlad Dracul, like Drake.
Right.
And Dracula is based off him.
Partially, yeah.
Yeah.
Either way, scary fucking guy. I
Oh,
like.
yeah. Say, I would love. That's why we did Time Machine. Go back and see this shit.
Hey there, do you kill people? Why, no, I don't. Hey, let me ask you something else. Do you steal? Nope, nope, not a big thief. Okay, then we're gonna be just fine.
I'm just here to procreate with some women.
And as long as they agree, that's cool too.
Yeah, but just think how bad that women smelt back then too.
Oh yeah, I can't even. Well, there's a reason why they used to put them away for a week, a month.
Yep. I mean, that would be worse than an Amish girl in the summertime.
And Rocky will love this one too, because Vlad was a great big proponent of men and women in marriage. If a woman like fucking looked the wrong way, they were toast.
He
He
didn't put up
ended
with
up
that stuff
boiling
too
them in the
much.
street.
Well, the thing is, when he was, a hostage to the Muslim Ottomans, he didn't embrace Islam, but you'd be crazy to think that his opinions on things weren't at least colored by it somewhat.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, yeah, he saw the discipline in the family structure, and when you go away from that discipline of that family structure, it crumbles society. It crumbles families and society, what everything's made up of, right? Because nobody's doing what they're supposed to do. Just in that sense alone, they're not doing what they're supposed to do. That may not be even their life purpose, but that's part of what they have to do to get to the purpose of their life. And they can't even do that.
No.
So.
All right, boys. Well, I'm going to jump off right now. My wife's got dinner ready for me.
What's she make tonight?
As we finish up the conversation.
Yep.
What's
she make, Mick?
Oh, she's got some cheesy beef street tacos.
Yum.
Okay.
Outstanding.
Yeah.
Cheesy beef.
Outstanding, gentlemen. Outstanding.
Yeah. Ground beef or shredded beef?
That was Nate saying hi. No. So cover that up. Thank you.
Did she make ground beef, Nick, or shredded beef?
Well, she did sort of. Well, we had sloppy joes the other day, so we did sloppy joes, and now she got the sloppy joe meat. She put some flour into it to thicken it up. Threw in a bit of that cheese whiz, a little bit of a chicken stock to loosen it up again, and so now it's going to be kind of a combination of like taco meat and sloppy joe with some cheese in it.
Roll with that.
Yeah,
That sounds like a
Be
hell
good.
of a fucking combo for a leftover. That's what I'm talking about.
I
Hell
mean,
yeah,
that's
man.
how you that's how you utilize leftovers. You know, I mean, you don't have to have everything. You know, like the taco season, anything sloppy joe, anything can be made into a taco.
Yep.
You know,
Like I said, everything goes in the tortilla, right?
it
Tortilla.
does too. It does.
Going to the house?
So I'm getting ready to make tonight some burritos with that some of that dirty rice I made, that Midwest style. Make burritos out of it.
I'm gonna eat some leftover Salisbury steak, man. The highly processed Salisbury steak.
Hey, room for that too, man.
I'll see it.
All right. So we're gonna do this, right?
Do what?
Did you,
What are we
did you already
doing?
stop recording?
No,
No.
we stopped recording, still recording.
All right. Well, let me ding us out.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Ding, 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 ding. Vipers departing. Ding.